In reality, your cat has been trying to tell you this for years, but you continue to perceive these moments as a manifestation of mischief or even unprovoked aggression toward your belongings. You are sitting at the computer or relaxing on the sofa. Complete silence reigns, and suddenly you notice that look. Your cat slowly approaches the edge of the table, places a paw on your favorite pen or expensive phone, and, looking you straight in the eyes, makes that final, decisive move. The object falls to the floor with a loud bang, and your pet continues to calmly observe the trajectory of its fall. Most owners make a fatal mistake, believing that their cat simply wants to break something, or that they feel pleasure from your irritation. However, I am certain that 99% of you right now perceive this process completely incorrectly. Your cat is not just dropping things. They are performing a complex evolutionary audit of your attention and testing the laws of physics, which for them are part of a survival strategy. Today we will reveal this ancient code, a scientific analysis of tactile intelligence, which is hidden in every broken glass or dropped notebook. This is not an accident. It is a survival strategy and at the same time an incredible communication tool. Listen to this reflection until the very last second, because at the very end I will reveal one critically important detail about the so-called sound response threshold, which almost no owner knows about, and which will radically change how you react to a night crash in your living room. I am certain that 90% of you right now are doing it wrong, jumping up from your seat and starting to scold the animal. Your cat suffers in silence from the fact that their attempt to establish contact with the colony is perceived as a crime. Write right now in the comments, what was the most valuable item your cat sent into freefall, and did you feel at that moment that they were doing it on purpose, to throw you off balance? Most people believe that cats simply have a bad character, because it is easier than grasping the complexity of the biological machine living in your home. In reality, it means something completely different. This is the moment when a hunter, armed with perfect sensors, reads your reaction to changes in the environment. This is not just a game with gravity, it is a check of your readiness to interact. Let's dive into the depths of neurophysiology and the history of the species. Cats have instincts, which are fundamentally different from ours. The first thing, worth knowing, is the tactile nature of their hunting. In the wild, the ancestors of your cat, hunting small rodents or birds, often use their paws to feel the prey lurking in the grass or under the leaves. This movement, which we call dropping, is actually an evolutionary echo of checking an object for viability. When a cat touches your pen on the table, their brain activates the ancient code, whether it moves, whether it can escape, whether it is safe. Studies, conducted at the University of Sussex in 2018, proved that cats perceive inanimate objects on high surfaces as potential training targets. But here is where it gets interesting. Have you ever wondered why cats choose specifically those objects that make the most noise when they fall? Besides the tactile check, they use sound as a tool for manipulation. Cats have incredible hearing, and they perfectly understand the connection between their action and your reaction. When your cat drops a glass, they are not just enjoying the clinking of glass, they are observing how you, a large and often inattentive two-legged partner, instantly drop all your business and run to them. For a cat, this looks like magic. One movement of a paw, and the human carries out their will. In reality, that which you perceive as hooliganism, for a cat is the most effective way to end your isolation from them. Click the like button and subscribe if you belong to those few owners who truly want to understand their animal at the level of the soul. We continue to dive into the depths of cat psychology, where every movement of a paw matters. Let's consider this process from the point of view of evolution. Thousands of years ago, the ancestors of your cat lived in conditions where every resource had to be under control. When you stare at a laptop screen for hours or read a book, you, from the cat's point of view, are in a state of strange trance. You are not hunting, you are not sleeping, you are simply ignoring the world around you. For a cat, this looks like the vulnerability and defenselessness of the colony. By dropping an object, they are as if firing a starting pistol. Wake up, master. Pay attention to reality. The second thing that this ritual hides is related to the parasympathetic nervous system and the search for a safe place. When a cat drops an item and sees that you do not show real aggression, but only a slight indignation, it gives them a sense of control over the territory. Most people see only a broken vase, but under the cat's skin, a neurochemical triumph is taking place. They have confirmed their significance in your shared hierarchy. This is a moment of truth, which researchers from the University of Oregon scientifically grounded in 2021. They proved that cats value social interaction with a human higher than food in 50% of cases. Dropping things is a cry for the need for emotional exchange. Cats have extremely sensitive paw pads, covered with a huge number of receptors. When they touch an object on the edge of the table, they receive microscopic vibrations, which we do not feel. For a cat, a table is not a storage for your things. It is their high-altitude patrol track. Every object of yours for them is an obstacle that needs to be removed so that the path to a safe place is clear. This is a mechanism of space self-regulation, which allows the cat to feel like the king of their territory. If you have given the cat a treat even once after they drop something, just to calm them down, you created an ironclad connection. Noise equals a tasty reward. Now they will drop things not because of boredom, but as a professional waiter calling you to fulfill your duties. This is not a paranormal phenomenon. It is an act of deep intellectual adaptation to your behavior. Your cat is a living analyzer of your weaknesses, working every second of your shared life. It is important to understand that this dialogue with your pet continues constantly. Trust is not something given forever. It is something you build through understanding these small rituals. When next time your cat again approaches the edge of the table, do not be in a hurry to get angry. Take a deep breath, feel how your own heart slows down, and understand that in this cruel world, you found the one who is ready for anything, just so you would look at them. This is a true evolutionary treasure. And now, that same critical detail about the sound response threshold. Have you ever noticed that cats sometimes drop an item and then freeze for a few seconds, as if listening? In reality, cats use the sound of an object's fall for echolocation and studying the acoustics of your room. In the wild, the sound of an object hitting the ground gives the predator information about the soil density. By dropping objects in your apartment, they subconsciously map their space. This is a biological paradox, where a destructive action serves to build the internal peace of the animal. Cherish this fragile connection, for it was built over millennia. Every cat is a small miracle, which allowed us to be part of its secret world. And our responsibility as humans is to be worthy of this boundless trust. Learn to see in its actions not a challenge, but a request for presence, because for them you are the whole world. This was the path to understanding the cat's attention strategy, a path from irritation to science, and from misunderstanding to deep respect. Love them for what they are, and for what they make us in the process.